Kingston. Again, this is my second interviewee, Miss Catanzaro, a colleague of mine. She's very kind of her to volunteer to interview for my inquiry project. Miss Catanzaro has experience as well with grade 4, 5, and 6. And Ms. Catanzaro, I'm looking at my inquiry, looking at with respect to classroom management and engagement of students.
Right.
When comparing grades 4 and 5 versus grade 6.
Okay.
Is there a bigger challenge with the grade 6 than the grades 4 and 5? Now, my specific question to Ms. Waywell, the first question I had, in your experience, yes, thank you. What is your personal challenges or experiences with respect, again, just grade 6 classroom management and engagement versus grades 4 and 5?
Okay. So in my personal experience, grade 4s still love their teacher and they still love coming to school. And they are actively engaged in most things that you give them. Like right off the bat, you don't have to do much. They're really focused and they're interested. But by grade 5, I find that the social bit of school takes over. And that becomes the focus. It's more about cliques or cliques, however you say it. How their friends perceive them. How well are they doing in school? How do they perform? And just comparing them to, they're comparing themselves to other people in their class.
Right.
And I feel like that becomes the focus. And then, there are things like peer pressure. There's a more focus on trying to make people in the class laugh or get attention. It becomes more how much attention can I get?
Oh, so it starts in grade 5 already.
Starting in grade 5, towards the end of grade 5, going into grade 6.
Right. Okay.
So I find
even
that
starts
that's
at end of grade 5. Oh, okay. So it's not sort of a black and white line. All of a sudden, grade 6, they're
No.
like that, right? Yeah, that would make sense. And maybe not all of them yet. Right?
Like I can already see my grade 4s starting to have more conflicts with each other,
Right.
but it's conflicts that are happening outside of the classroom, like on the recess yard. So and so doesn't want to play with me, and I don't understand why. So and so went off to play in a specific group, and they're not inviting me along, and I don't understand why. So I'm starting to see more and more of it. Grade 5, it's already you actually see the separation between the students.
Okay, good point. Okay, so
and then so I can talk to classroom management, differences between classroom management. So classroom management in grade 4, you have a lot of fun with it. I do something called Give Me 5, where I raise my hand, I ask the kids to give me 5. They raise their hand, they know to be quiet, to sit still, whatever. It works beautifully.
Wow. Okay.
I've done things where I make noises, so grade 4 classroom can be really loud because they're all busy working together. So I'll do something like bump, bada, bump, bump, and then they answer back bump, bump.
Right.
And they stop instantly. And it's fun. Grade 5, if I did that, they'd probably look at me with, crossed eyes like, is this lady crazy?
Wow.
So it's more, I think when you get to grade 5 and get to grade 6, you have to treat them almost like more of mini adults.
Right.
Okay, what's professional behavior? When you're working together, you're using quieter voices. They have more control over their bodies when you get into grade 5 and into grade 6.
Right.
So you can start raising your expectations in terms of classroom management.
Okay.
What else did I think about?
What about engagement in grade 6?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever have any
strategies? Grade 6. I've had a lot of kids that are just like, they're at school to make friends, to hang out with their friends, to socialize, and that's it.
Yeah, the last thing on the list would be to learn.
Their teacher and learning.
Yeah.
Not really interested.
So the teacher went from being up here in grade 4 to being way down here in grade 6.
In grade 6,
in 2 years. Wow.
Totally. And so you really have to find out what grade 6s are interested in.
Right.
Like, just hammer it out of them at the beginning of the year.
Right.
What kind of books do they read? What are they looking at on the internet? What games are they playing?
Right.
What do they know how to do in terms of technology? And then play with it. So So we do something, or I've done in the past, PowerPoints. Now we're moving into something called Prezzies and doing Prezi
Right.
presentations.
And they
I've
love
done
that.
things before, like instead of doing a biography, do a Facebook page, design a Facebook page
Right.
for somebody
So
who's
using social
famous.
media, they love
Just
that.
use social
Yeah.
media, use
Yeah.
technology. Um, you mentioned in one of your questions, what kinds of resources would
Right.
you use? Go to as many 21st century workshops as possible.
Oh, yes.
Immerse yourself in
Yeah. Like, have you
technology.
ever tried Kahoot?
No, but
Oh,
I've heard
okay.
a lot about Kahoot.
Okay. It's
That's on my
hilarious. It works
list.
great. Yeah.
Kahoot is a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just trying to keep up. What kinds of things do they like, and then using that, incorporating that into your learning
Did
in
you
the
do a
classroom.
survey? Like, how did you find out?
You
Like,
can do surveys. I have classroom discussions. I might have them journal about things that they're doing,
okay. That
right?
might come
So,
out even more, right? So
right?
those who don't want to speak up.
Exactly.
Right.
They're
Okay.
journaling about stuff. I've had boy groups and girl groups in my
Right.
classes before. I find in grade 5, sorry, I should have mentioned that. By grade 5, you need to have a girl group and a boy group going maybe during lunchtime.
Right.
The girls can all sit together and talk about girl stuff that they might want to not discuss when boys are in the room.
Right. Oh,
We've had
brilliant.
yeah, we've had discussions about
What?
just stuff like
Right.
if so and so gives me a dirty look, what might that mean? How can I
Right.
respond to that? Those kinds of
Wow.
things.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Boys, same thing,
Yeah.
same kind of stuff.
Right.
And it just that's
I
something that
love
I've
that
done
one.
in the
That's yeah,
past.
that I never even read about
Hmm
that one. That's a
That's
good
a good one.
one.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. A boy group and a girl group.
Well, gee, okay. So it looks like we've covered everything. You've already shared everything that I wanted to ask
Yeah,
before
I'm
I
trying to
even
think if I've
asked,
got.
and gave me your recommendations about resources, all pretty much 21st century, and
Yeah.
which our board is amazing at, I find.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so yeah, personal advice to new teachers:
Get
be
to know your
aware.
students.
Yeah.
Be aware of their interests. I think that that's really important. I think that teachers that find a disconnect with their students are teachers who don't take the time to actually have conversations with their kids and get to know them.
Right.
So
It's
I
really
think that
important,
that's
personal
really
connection.
important.
And
Yeah.
they'll respect you as well because
Yes.
they know that you care.
Even the naughty ones.
Even the naughty ones have
Even
to
the
be
naughty
loved,
ones.
right?
Sit down, have a chit chat with them, develop that rapport, and you know what? Usually that behavior sort of disappears.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Catanzaro. It's
you.
very
Thank
kind
you.
of you.